Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to explore the question, could you let go of beating yourself up? What is the problem with beating yourself up? Well, basically, it's like a mental attitude that it's in some way making you wrong. It's part of that is self-judgment, self-criticism, and feels quite harsh, and it's just really almost like a mental whips. Um, Hitting yourself. And I used to believe that that's the only way to motivate me. Otherwise, I would achieve nothing and do nothing. But that wasn't the truth at all. I have discovered I made a conscious choice to release this attachment and addiction to this some sort of self-punishment and pushing myself into more gentle, kind attitude. So what I have discovered is that it is much more feels more friendly, it's kinder, it's gentler, and I have achieved and I actually enjoyed my achievements. Versus when I was beating myself up, it wasn't fulfilling because I was to the next thing of proving myself that I'm good enough. Here I was more relaxed and just being with what is present. So we're going to explore that in a way with a gentle question of emotional release called the Sedona Method. And the other thing I wanted to point out, in the times when they are really harsh, for example, end of relationship, end of jobs, some big changes in life, we sometimes then there is a tendency to go into that attitude of beating yourself up, what you did, what you didn't do, and actually that it doesn't help at all because it's more restricted, it's more limited, and when you are more it's like if you imagine that you are hurting and there is a woundedness there and there is a pain there in some way or sense of it, then it's like not good to use the whips over the wound. It's very important to be more kinder and allow that natural unfolding of the healing or natural unfolding of the grieving at the end of one chapter of life to the next one to really happen organically and naturally, obviously with allowing yourself to process it consciously. So in this video, we are going to explore that. So in terms of emotional release, it's the good news is that it's natural. You can't overdo it. You can't do it wrong because it's like you can't force the flower to bloom. You can't push the river to go faster. Well, it's the same with the release. It is a spontaneous process that will allow whatever is ready to be released and what's not. It is okay not to for a moment because that's what's most appropriate. So, and just to point out that this is not a substitute from any medical competent care. So that's to make sure that you are really, it's a complementary to anything, but it's not really substitute for it. So please, if you are, and also if you can have the grieving support, of course, all of that is and medical care. So please take good care of yourself. And let's explore. So we are going to start. So could you just allow yourself to take a deep breath and exhale gently. Another deep breath and exhale gently. What you are doing here is literally just tuning, more being present, what is happening and sensations of the body. So can you allow yourself to take another deep breath And exhale gently. And could you just for now stop and simply be what you are? And notice you don't have to do anything and go anywhere in order to be what you already are, or it's just simply be. And could you again allow yourself to pause or stop and simply be? And once more, just pause or stop and simply be. And could you allow yourself to bring to mind or bring forward memory or a specific situation when either ended or a situation when you know you were harsh to yourself, you were self-critical, self-judgmental, you made yourself wrong. Could you welcome the specific situation, or you can just allow the attitude of beating yourself up in general to come up, whatever that triggers for you right now, right here. And could you allow yourself to simply welcome all the sensations? Could you welcome sensation, pictures, stories, sounds? They are present as they are, no more, no less. Just could you allow it all to be as it is? And just notice, is that all welcomed here? And could you also welcome the ownership of that memory, of that, maybe of that tendencies to that pattern to beat yourself up as well? Could you welcome that tendency of ownership of me, mine, and I, the sense of personal? Is that allowed and welcomed here? And could you also welcome this, the sense of wanting to change it, fix it, do something with it or about it, control it as well? And as best you can, just for now, could you notice, is that welcomed here? And as best you can, just for now, could you simply let it go? Just could you? And would you? And when? If now, take a deep breath. And could you again welcome up the attitude that is part of beating yourself up, not good enough? So could you welcome that not good enough? And could you notice anything that triggers a vice with a sensation, any feelings, stories, pictures? They are part of it. Could you just welcome it all up as it is? And then could you welcome a sense that is personal, that it's about you? And could you also welcome a sense that you want to do something with it or about it? And as best you can, just for now, could you release it, allow it to unravel? Just could you? And would you? And when? If now, take a deep breath. And could you allow yourself to notice the sense that could you welcome to the same situation or something different, to focus on specific situation when you were feeling you're harsh to yourself, you're self-judgmental, self-critical, you make yourself wrong. Could you welcome that attitude of beating yourself up and allow it to be present? And could you just notice, is that connected? Could you just notice if it's welcomed here? And could you just allow yourself to simply release it? Just could you? And would you? And when? Could you just allow yourself to experiment and open up to a possibility of gentleness, kindness, softness? Could you just allow yourself to bring the same situation or same memory, but this time opening up to a possibility to be with it or to process it with be with it with kindness, openness, and softness? Could you just allow yourself to open up to a possibility of self-kindness, openness, and softness? Just could you? And would you? And when? If now, take a deep breath. Again, whatever was the situation in the past that you used to beat yourself up, could you just for now open up to possibility of this with being with it, being with that memory, being with that situation, with openness, softness, and kindness? Yes, could you? And would you? And when? As you notice, for me, spontaneously it's happening that I take a deep breath. So could you just allow yourself just for now, could you open up to a possibility to allow yourself to forgive yourself for some apparent mistakes that appears to be happening? So could you just for now forgive yourself for one specific mistake you made? Just for now, just to see how it feels, just to see what happens. And would you give yourself forgiveness and let yourself, so to speak, off the hook, so you don't have to beat yourself up? Just forgive, just because you can, no other reason. And could you, and would you, and when? And again, we are going to finish by, could you just allow yourself to stop and simply be? Again, could you just pause or stop and simply be what you are? And could you just notice what is beyond both of those polarities of beating yourself up and being kind? Just as best you can, could you notice what is beyond both of those? And could you simply allow yourself to stop and be? And notice if you feel a bit calmer now. So this is the end of this release. Just notice if you feel a bit calmer. And you can always do it again. And remember to open to self-kindness, just because you can, just to see what happens. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.